Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. We're here to answer that question. If I change my injectors, will that prevent my engine from cracking a piston? For those that want the short answer, no, but yes. Or yes, but no. So you can go now. You've had the short answer. Those that want the long answer, let's talk about it in some detail. First, let's just take a quick reference to this document here on the device. It's a video I've actually got paused of me explaining exactly this information, which I've done many times over. So just taking a look at this technical service bulletin, 1 code FTV, engine cracked piston, Hilux Land Cruiser, CUN 26, KDJ 120, 125, 150, 155, whatever, right? So basically all your Hiluxes and Prados, to put it simple. Let's just quickly go through, I suppose, the description of phenomenon. Some customers may experience a report, a sudden, knocking noise, whatever, exhaust lack of power, right, and it's caused by a damaged piston or pistons. Okay, so the key part of the information here, oh no, we don't want that video to play, no, we're here, right, so see what happens. This guy's pretty funny actually. Anyway, we're getting distracted, and then my video, so I'll just pause it again. So what we need to do is look at the production change, what we're talking about here. Improved injectors to prevent wrong, that's what it says there at number 1, improve injectors to prevent wrong combustion. So just think about that for a minute, open your mind, let it sink in, read it again. Improved injectors to prevent wrong combustion, right. To me, that sort of says that injectors have changed and, you know, there's an improvement and that will prevent wrong combustion, which is basically, if you want to do that, or they're basically in saying that it's a contributor or a cause of having a cracked piston. Now, let's have a look at number 2. The piston shape. Now, this is a Toyota document, right? It might be an Australian document, but it's about this engine and what happens. It's not. There's some documents and information out there that people manufacture to suit them. Like what I'm doing now, I'm making a video and I'm maybe giving you the information to suit me, but I don't give a stuff. I'm here to tell you don't buy injectors, right? Here I've got more, I've got hundreds and hundreds of injectors here in stock, okay? More injectors than ever before. We go through hundreds a month, right? We do heaps of injectors. So I'm actually here to tell you, because I don't want people buying injectors unnecessarily and being with a false sense of security. That's what this is all about. This is trying to unsell injectors. Now, of course, if you want to buy injectors, I'm going to say buy them from me, because you're only going to get brand new, genuine, fresh, regardless of what boxes they come in. These brown boxes, these brown boxes, these blue boxes, whatever stock's available from our suppliers at the time. We've got many different suppliers. I've told you, there's worldwide shortages. I'm not here to sell you injectors. If you take note, I'm here to unsell you injectors, kind of maybe. I'm not really here to sell you or unsell you. I'm here to share information to get you thinking so that you understand the problem so you can make the correct decision, because I don't want you going panic stations. I got a 2015 and it's hit 120,000 goes, I need to buy a set of injectors, you know. Well, you know, if the pipes have never been off and you've had clean fuel through it, that'd probably be silly and it'd be a waste of injectors. And you know, I can't stand waste, okay? Now, there's a lot of waste in this world. It's ridiculous. People need to wake up and start thinking, have a look at what's going on around them. But this video isn't going to cover all that. Number 2. The piston shape has changed in order to be more robust. Again, let it sink in, read it again. The piston shape has changed in order to be more robust. So does that say the pistons are crap and they're no good or whatever? Okay. Now you got to remember there's other brands, other makes and models of engines with pistons that look virtually the same, that also crack, that look exactly the same. So you could be seeing a photo of a cracked piston online. It's not necessarily a 1 kd piston, and we've demonstrated that before. Ringer. Anyway, doesn't really matter about that. What matters is, read it again, the piston shape has changed in order to be more robust. So some people have also messaged me saying, hey, you know, when did they get the good pistons? Should I rebuild the engine and put... This is that cracking pistons, although you might hear about it a bit, it's that rare. You're certainly not going to rebuild an engine, which is major works, to change pistons as a prevention. what you need to do is do everything you can to help prevent it and be prepared for if it was to happen anyway. So there's a number of things you can do to prevent it and to be prepared for in case it happens anyway. So we're going to quickly, we've been through all the usual, so people are going to get bored with this, right? So the first thing you do is obviously, a lot of people online, they talk about, oh, it's all because the regular maintenance hasn't been followed. Well, that's kind of right and kind of wrong, because when they say that, you're just talking about normal service, and you could do all the normal service and that's not really going to make a lot of difference. Okay, it can be a contributor if you're not doing that, but that's not the big thing. It's the normal maintenance that isn't part of your service schedule. Funnily enough, avoiding wrong combustion, to do that, you need to put fresh ones of these every now and then. Now, we've got to determine at what amount of kilometres, and that's what we're going to talk about, and if you've left them in too long, what's going to happen, and is it going to prevent? So, look, I've been doing this for years, working on these engines, you know, injectors, services, whatever the case may be, and specialising in these, and I hear from a lot of people, if there's a lot of cracked pistons, I've heard about it because this is what we do. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of other people in Australia and the world that specialise in similar things and have heard all about it as well, but the pattern that I've seen is, and heard and figured out, there's always a reason, and usually one of the biggest causes, until these chips and tunes and remaps came out in the last, let's say, 5 years or so, seems to be very popular. Chips longer than that, but you know, was old flogged, worn, tired injectors. It was always the engine with flogged injectors, or you could check the, you know, those ones, you check the diagnostic and you go, wow, there's a problem, right? Or they've had fuel contamination. So the number one cause was people leaving, you know, old flog, and the early injectors, they never lasted as long. So if you, again, said it before, if you've got an 05, an 06, 7, 8, this sort of thing, they're just old crappy injectors. You need to get them out ASAP, and we've got plenty of those in stock. So yes, I want to sell you a set of injectors. What do you buy from us? Comprehensive kit with lots of experience backup. You're not dealing with a big greedy company where they want to sell you this, sell you that, sell you bang, 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 and there's no backup service. It's just me. We're keeping it small. I'm doing the information, I'm doing the packing it, I'm doing the sale, I'm going to send it to you, I buy it, I sell it, I put it in the vehicle, we do everything, right? Now, it's a one-stop, one-man band, right? So the deal is backup service. We've got the VIP group, you've got all the videos there to show you how to do it, you've got hundreds of people in that group that have done this job that can, even if I'm not there anymore, can help you out with this is what I had to do, this is how I did it, or they might even be able to say, hey, watch the bloody videos, because he's already explained it, right? You didn't watch the videos, you rushed in too quickly. Don't try and change your injectors because you've seen a few of my videos on YouTube. Watch the detailed videos so you can avoid all the pitfalls. That's my advice, right? Whatever. Or don't do that. Do whatever you want. I just give advice. I can't really, you know, I can't control what you're going to do. I'm just going to give you advice. So, is it going to prevent the cracked piston? Well, it's not, because it's probably been left in there too late. Maybe you've got a chip, maybe you've got a tune, maybe you're going to get fuel contamination. So there's all these things that some of them you can avoid and not do. Now, one of the big problems also, like we said, old flogged injectors. So if you're getting a rebuilt injector, with a big shortage at the moment, there's a whole heap of people getting remanufactured injectors, right? Now, just because they're in blue box doesn't mean they are remanufactured. They could be these that came out of boxes like these that went into these, or they could be the rebuilt injectors that went into boxes like these, or in these boxes they could be counterfeit parts, you know, copies. You know, it's well documented at your Toyota service desk about the counterfeit copies, you know, the aftermarket genuine parts that aren't really genuine, right? So you got to be careful, really careful where you buy from. Some people can work out what's genuine and what's not, but the point is you only want brand new. By putting in injectors that are counterfeit or remanufactured or partly remanufactured is the truth. Partly minimally remanufactured. You could be putting a potential problem into your vehicle, something that's going to cause issues, because it says here wrong combustion. So I'd say we can pretty well agree that wrong combustion is a big contributor, because Toyota, you know, see, Toyota in a technical service bulletin said, you know, improve injectors to prevent wrong combustion. So basically saying that, yes, you know, wrong combustion is what cracks pistons. Now, yeah, change to make it more robust. That's not saying there's a problem with a piston. If there's a problem with the piston, they wouldn't make it down the road, would they? If there's a problem with the piston, would it last 5,000 Ks or 10,000 Ks? Or would it last 50? Surely not 50,000 Ks. That's like 5 services of 6-month intervals. That's like the car's years old, 50, it's 100,000 Ks, 200,000 Ks. Yes, they do. They last 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. I know vehicles that have done 500,000 kilometres, and I've got people that tell me they know vehicles that have done over 1,000,000 kilometres on the original engine, original pistons, right? Are we getting this yet? There's not a problem with a piston, otherwise that would not happen. There's a reason why the piston cracks. Now, just because they're making it more robust, right? That's what they're saying here. Just because they're making it more robust, they're not saying there's a problem. That's from what somebody else said in their video or in their document where they manufactured and they cut out this little bit or cut out those lines, and then they put their own writing, and then they inserted little captions and cutouts and snippets and bits and pieces, right? I'm trying to explain to you what this document means together with my experience and knowledge from working on these vehicles, okay? So I don't believe there's a problem with the pistons. There's no problem with the piston. A number of times, a number of revisions there's been to make them more robust, as it says here. I'm not making it up. It says it right there, right? You've seen it. If you want to see more, go and check our Facebook pages and groups and videos and all that stuff, you know what I mean? There was someone complaining the other day saying, oh, you know, I can't even join your Australian Facebook group. Well, join the ones that aren't bloody Australian Facebook groups, right? We've got enough of them, haven't we? You know, people will be complaining, you know, we've got all these groups. So don't worry about our Australian pages, and don't worry about Oz Highlights Crew and Oz Prado Crew if you're not in Oz. But look at all these other groups, right? Injectors and engine, 1KD, pick your engine right. Hashtag 1KD, 1GD, 1KZ, 1GR. We've got a 4x4 Diesel Facebook group. Same name as this channel here, right? 4x4 Diesel. Right, Facebook group called 4x4 Diesel and 4x4 Ventures, same as our other YouTube channel. Anyway, get onto those and you can discuss things and get help and understand it. The documents are there, you need to search them out. I can't, it's not kindergarten here. I can't just sit there and go, oh, here it is, I did that 3 years ago. Hang on, let me just find it for you. Oh, here it is, sir. I haven't got time for that, right? So we're repeating ourselves here. You need to go back into the history, check all the information. Maybe it got better, maybe it got worse. I'm just trying to explain things really clearly. In my opinion, nothing wrong with the pistons. They tried to make them better. They may or may not be better. So let's quickly touch on that. As far as I know, the original ones were 040s, okay? Some cracked, some didn't. They weren't around that long before they went to 080s. Some cracked, some didn't, right? So there you go. Then the next ones were 110s. Some cracked, some didn't. Was there less? I don't know. Or is it because the vehicles are newer and we haven't seen as many yet, right? So certainly the 110 pistons can crack. The ones we've seen cracked, they're with remaps, they're with chips and stuff like that. Now, I've mentioned that already earlier in the video. Absolutely, right? Now that we've told everyone, look, you know, you need to do your injectors, blah, blah, blah. The biggest cause of cracked pistons, well, it might not be the cause. Let's not say it's the cause. We could be wrong. Let's say, from all the vehicles we hear from people that have got cracked pistons now, when we say, hey, have you got this, have you got that? Most of them have got a chip or a tune. So what does that tell you? Out of the minority that crack a piston, most of them have got a chip or a tune. Okay, then if they don't, most of them these days haven't got old flogged injectors, but because they've found me, they've got their injectors, they've changed your injectors, and then they've cracked a piston anyway. And we've explained this in other videos. If you've left them in too long, 250K, 260K, 300K, you might be okay. You'd probably be okay. Most people are okay. But if you crack a piston shortly afterwards, guess what? You shouldn't have left them in that long. They're not good for, even though someone might have said, you know, someone might have said, they might have said they're good for the life of the vehicle. Well, guess what? Depends what the life of that's not the transmission sealed for life. It's good for the oil's good for the life. Probably would be, but the life of the vehicle won't be as long, and it won't run as well for as long. Doesn't it make sense to you for the environment and for your own health, for everyone, cancer, heart attack and stroke, that the vehicle's running clean and efficient as possible? It's going to save you in the long run in the fuel bill anyway. So keep it running clean, keep the combustion right. Changing injectors, stop buying injectors. Don't buy injectors anywhere else, just stop buying them, because you're probably wasting your money. It's the poor man pays twice, even if you've paid too much. I had someone the other day text me, hey, can I get you to install these injectors? I said, what injectors? Oh, we've got a 200 series V8. I said, what do you mean install them? You got the injectors, you got everything else, the pipes and the gaskets? Oh, no, I just got the injectors. Okay, do you mind if I ask, what'd you pay for those? $550, $600, whatever. I'm like, man, I can supply these cheaper, provide the right product, fresh as genuine, at a better price, at the right price, mate. It's a whole package deal, right? And that's what we do. So why would you go somewhere else and buy injectors, pay more? I'm not going to name who, where, why, and exactly what the price was, but definitely a fair amount more, hundreds of dollars more on the job for doing it that way. And then we've got to install a product that's not supplied by us. So then when there's a problem, because whatever, then you're going to, you know, it just makes it hard with warranty. We'd rather install our own product when it comes to sensitive fuel items like that. I mean, you know, if you want to bring an air filter or your own oil and a pen, no problem, mate. You want to bring all your whole service kit? No problem, mate. Let's do it. Small things, probably not going to have an issue, that sort of thing. But when it comes to bigger things, like fuel system components, we want to make sure everything's right. So this is the long version of Will It, you know. This is for the people that want the detail. We did the short version at the start for the people that wanted a quick one, right? So, have we pretty well explained it? There's nothing wrong with the pistons. They've made them stronger. It didn't work because you can't just keep making something stronger if you've got a problem. It's a band-aid fix, you know what I mean? It's the old, hang on a minute, we've got the EGR system. Let me just put a catch can, or let me just make the filter, you know, more efficient on the catch can. Let me make it work better. It's not, you know, the way to stop the problem is, you know, of your intake caking up. It's that EGR system. Now, stop with a band-aid fix, right? The EGR is the problem. The crankcase ventilation side isn't the solution. The combustion's wrong from the injectors or the chip or the tune or the mapping, whoever did what, or you've got bad fuel, so things aren't working right while the water or bad fuel's going through, or you've got debris in there, the injector's not working right, or the injector's worn and flogged from the debris going through there. Debris get through filters, right? You know, there's only a certain efficiency and all that, right? You know about all that. So, and it damages the goods and bada bing, right? Or let's just go on the very outside. So there's been a couple of vehicles that I go, hang on a minute, he's done, and when I'm talking a couple, out of all these people that crack pistons, and all these people that have got chips and churns and flogged injectors, let's take all that out of the equation, where we've got a vehicle that's done either injectors every 100 or 150,000 k's, regular injector replacement, not necessarily by me or with my products, so that could be an issue, but at least some stage with my products. But we've never had the fuel test. Every time we've had a fuel test, there's been, well, actually, other than one, let me think this through. You know, so there was one, okay, so we better talk about that. And there's one, we got a fuel test that went through as okay. It's the first one. I don't think he had a chip or a tune. He had 3.5 ton, like a brick at high speed for, you know, all that sort of thing. But that was fairly low Ks. There was someone else that had regular injector replacement, no chip or tune. And there was one other person that I saw that it was blowing smoke, and it was a year later when he cracked the piston without any action on the injectors. But that was towing a caravan as well. So the last, on the very outside, the very last thing left, if you haven't got a chip and you haven't got a tune and your injectors are good, or you've changed them regularly and your service is Mickey Mouse and you've done everything you can, then the other contributors are things like bigger tyres that load it up, things that create wind resistance, you know, the roof racks, the bull bars, the heavier tyres making it work harder. And the biggest thing of all, of course, that trailer, and depending what's on there, that big caravan. Even if you're taking it easy, look, you know, especially with the remaps and the tunes, people go, oh, but I was just taking it easy, you know. Take it, it's the way it's mapped, right? These things, there's no taking it easy. I've got to tell you, you've got to come back to what I've explained in other videos. The 4-cylinder is, mate, it's like, the things fly, mate. A 120 Prado, it's a 150 Prado, they're both big, heavy, 4-wheel drives, not as big as some. But those others that are a little bit bigger, they've got V8s in them. We're talking about a 4-cylinder, and to get what they get out of them, they're mapped really well to the maximum performance, and that's where everything needs to be in Mickey Mouse condition. Now, that's my understanding, right? But I don't want you to think that I've done my oil every 5,000, I've done my filters, I clean my map sensor, I'll change the map filter every 3 years, I change injectors. You're at your best chances of not cracking a piston. If you've done that, if you've had a vehicle since new and you've followed the schedule, I'll be very, very surprised. All the ones that I see, I'm kind of not surprised, I've got to tell you, right? The ones I see, not surprised. Why am I not surprised? Well, yeah, you've had it since new, but you didn't get my videos in time, and you took it to, you took it in for the Toyota service. Oh, every service has been done right on, you know, 10,000 Ks, 20,000, all within 10 kilometers. Just awesome. And at 40,000 Ks, they bent your bloody pipes back and let all the crap into the injectors. And if it didn't happen then, it probably happened at 80,000 or 120. So as soon as you've done any of that, it's a fail, okay? So there's your problem there. That's an unknown for a lot of people. That's why at 120,000 Ks, how many times did contamination get to your injectors? How long have they not been working right? The software package with the injections and stuff, they hide the rattles really well a lot of the time. Some people still hear things. Everybody's ears are different. I'm going a bit deaf, to be quite honest. And you guys are too, probably after listening to me for 20 minutes. But I'm really at a stretch here trying to explain to everybody to help understand. So I'll be looking forward to seeing the comments for the people that hung around 20 minutes to listen to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did you understand already, or is this video made it a bit easier, or is this your first video and you just, wow, that's good to know? Because, yeah, so do all those things. What do? I do 5,000K oil changes, right? I'm a bad man with an air filter. I've got the K&N in there. I let it get dirty. I don't even check it. I just go for it. Okay, I'll clean the MAF sensor more often. I'll check that. That'll give me a guide of what the air filter's like. Get it? Because the oil from the K&N is going to, a little bit of it comes through, not a lot. It's not a problem, but that will allow any dust coming through to stick to it. And guess what? Stays really clean, much cleaner than a paper filter. So we're getting off topic now, but you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? At 20 minutes, we've lost all the people that don't care. So we may as well just keep going and talk about a few other things. There's so many things I could talk about. That's why we're going to end it soon, because I'm out of time and it's going to be another video. But air filter on bad, I told you. Oil every 5, oil and filter every 10. The oil filters do 10,000 miles in other countries. There's no point changing your oil filter at 3,000 miles. You're just wasting your money, okay? It might only be 20 bucks, but it's not going to stop filtering. Stop changing your oil filter any more than every 10,000 Ks, because it's a waste of a filter. Oh, but what about the last bit of oil? There's heaps more oil than what's in that filter in the engine still. So what do you get? No point letting it drain overnight, really, because that's mainly to check your oil pickup. You don't need to worry about that too much if you've done under 120, under 150,000 Ks, and it was a factory installation, or you've done it as per my guidelines, or the workshop manual from the videos in the VIP group. It's done right. You don't need to have a quick look, but you don't need to worry about it too much, right? When you need to worry is once you've reached 140,000 kilometers onward. Now, you don't need to worry. You need to start looking. You need to take a bit more care to look. You need to go, how old are these injectors? Think about all the work they've done, right? You know, 50, 100,000, 200,000, 200,000 Ks. Something wrong with the pistons, you're dreaming, mate. There's nothing wrong with them. And there's not a lot wrong with the injectors. The injectors are really good. They're still running fairly well. With the software, it's all very quiet. You're happy with how it's all running. And the deal is, the little seats is your biggest problem right there. They're not going to last forever, although they're lasting. The newer they are lasting. They last really well. You know, I've got to tell you, the biggest time there's problems with these is when people have had them out and they haven't used the correct torque specifications in the cleaning to put it all back in correctly, guys. I think I'm about done. What else can I say? That's the long answer. We've got the short answer, the long answer. I believe that it's going to go a good way towards helping prevent cracking pistons by having everything running in peak condition, clean, not wrong combustion, right? And I'm surprised this device, do I keep touching? Is that what it is anyway? Just about hit the play button. You want to hear me again? So, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's plenty of blah, blah, blah going on here. If you need injectors, you know I'm here Monday mornings, you know, from 8 AM, unless it's nice hot weather and I'm going away camping. And check our Facebook pages, because, you know, you can only buy parts if you're in Australia. I've said before, I can only service the people in Australia. We're maxed out by doing that, but stay tuned and check our Facebook pages. They're the ones at the top. See, it says our Facebook pages. The top 2 lines, right? The Prado Hospital and the Prado Hilux 1KD FTV injectors page. They will have the announcements if it's okay. We're not doing parts day this Monday. And for the people that hung around to the end, whether you're in the VIP group or if you're a regular subscriber and watching the video each day, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate your support, but it's really about helping you to help you understand the vehicle, help you save some money and keep it reliable for you so you don't run into all these headaches that we see, because there's way too much of it. We're going to obviously take a bit of a Christmas break, so now that we're here, we'll give that a little bit of a rundown. So we're gonna run up until about, you know, the week before Christmas, about a week before, you know, let's say about the 20th, or it might be about the 18th, 19th, that sort of thing. Business as normal till about the 20th, whatever the last Thursday, Friday is before the 20th, let's say, right? I hope that makes sense. So if you want parts, if you see this video right now, think parts, you've got about a week, right? Because at this point I'm making this video, I think, you know, what's today? I think it's the 6th, so I'm going to put it out today. There you go, 6th of December. Is that right? Is it only the 6th? So we must have 2 weeks to go, do we? Okay, so we're going to have 2 weeks in the Prada hospital, because that's going to be 6. It's about the 20th, that's about right? Something like that anyway. So we've got this week, and we've got one more. Yeah, that's right, by the time we get to the end of this week, one more. I really need to check a calendar. Okay, so if you're in Australia, and we do send parts across Australia, Australia-wide, everywhere across Australia, reliably, no issue. Best customer service you get in the world. Well, best customer service in Australia, because in the world, I don't know what's going on in the world, but the last days is, yeah, I just had the dates, and now I just talked too much garbage again. The last parts days is the 13th and the 20th of December, okay? So the 13th, that's next week. That's our last week in the Prada hospital. After that, please back off on all the text messages and that. If you want to catch me around, it'll be on the YouTube videos, on Facebook and that sort of thing. We're not going to be booking any vehicles into the Prada hospital unless it's an emergency, or you travelled from interstate and you happen to be around. There's possibilities we might, you know, do a little bit if the weather's average. So keep an eye on the weather. If you see days that are 18 and raining or something like that, there's a chance that, you know, we're not going to be doing anything too exciting. We go, you know, we'll do a day or two's work to help you out. But if it's 28 and 32 and 37 and 40 and all that sort of thing, you can just forget it, you know. School holidays, parts. So the 13th is preferred. We'll call the 20th the last Monday we're doing parts. So for the people that are watching, awesome that you've hung around this long. Unbelievable that I actually talked this long. It wasn't the plan, but now I'm just gut rolling with it. So, and then when are we going to be back? So we'll be back when school's back. But look, for parts, feel free to, if you watch this video, feel free to text me any day, Monday to Wednesday, right? Once we get to the 20th, this is, right? Forget about Christmas and New Year's and all in bits. Forget about that, unless you're absolutely desperate. Because I know you want to work on your car then, but that's why you need to watch this video. Think about it now and order your parts on the 13th or the 20th, okay? And there's going to be shortages. It's Christmas, right? You know, Mrs. She was in Big W the other, and she said, mate, all the everything's empty. I said, this is what's going to happen, mate. This, I can't even use the words to describe the situation. You know, there's a work restriction, and you know, and all this crap that's gone on has absolutely ruined everything, and things are going to get worse before they get better. So expect shortages, plan ahead. We've got plenty of injectors if you need those. We've got BFE kits, we've got Proto Hilux front wheel bearings. Get into it for the 13th. The 13th is when you want to hit me. Worst case scenario, the 20th, and bada bing, that's it until when we get into January. Like I said, after about the 5th or 10th, somewhere around there, we're back to Mondays again if the weather's not hot. There's a good chance the weather's going to be hot in January, so it could get real messy in January. It could even be, who knows what's going to happen with the weather. It's a bit crazy at the moment. We're stuck in winter. I'm just trying to help you, help me, help you, and give you this information. Hope you understand. So have a think about your injectors. Current rent, the general recommendation is 7 years, 170. So I'm going to go through, for those people that hung around, I'm going to go through it all again, because this is all information. And I'll tell you what, if anyone's still around now at this point, please press the like button. You know, subscribe, turn the bell on, all that. I'm sure you, if you've stayed this long, it's only the subscribers that stayed this long, mate. They're the people that really know what they need to know. So 2005, change the bloody injectors. Same with 2006s, 7s, 8s and 9s. Just absolutely change them. I don't care what day, what Ks they've done. That probably goes for 2010s and 11s as well. So anything up to 2011, if the injectors haven't been changed, regardless of kilometres, get the bloody things out. Now 2012, at this age, 150,000 Ks. So any 2012 with 150,000 Ks. 2013s, if they've done about 170, right, change them. 2014s, I reckon we can push that. You got to check your oil pickup, right? But I reckon with the 2014s, we can probably push out to about, you know, more like the 180, 190. Same with the 15s. Look, I don't want to push them to 200. If you like pushing it a little bit, go to 200, but make sure you're checking your oil pickup. Generally, those seats aren't going to leak, right, from factory until over the 200,000 K mark, but we have seen a number of them at the lower Ks, 130s, 140s, 160s, that sort of thing, but it's normally the 230s, right? We've talked about this before. We've got other videos. Check out the information on the injector information playlist. A few other playlists, check those out. Suction control valves, you do not need one unless you've got the short one. If you've got the short one, it's rubbish, right? So 05, 6, 7, 8, they changed around 09. Anything after, check your car though, because if it's ever had the supply pump replaced, it's going to have the long one, right? So you got the compact type, that's the short one, right? And then that normal longer one, right? So push type, pull type, whatever. You want the long one, okay? Nobody wants the short one. The short one's rubbish. Can I be clear? You got to be careful where you buy it because you'll get another short one. Rubbish. Even you out of the box, rubbish. Let me be clear. Counterfeit copies, rubbish. Heaps of other brands, rubbish. From me, you're only going to get the brand new, genuine, upgrade Toyota. Quality, right? That's for all your older vehicles up until about 09. If you've got a 10, 11, 12, 13, you're going to have the long one already. You don't need it. So when I quote you on the injector kit, it's not going to include that because you don't need it. Watch the video called Latest Injector Information. It's getting old now. It was January this year, so it's about nearly a year old, but it's fairly accurate still. Not a lot's changed. Everything's around about there. Like I said, we've got plenty of stock at the moment. I don't care if I don't sell it today. The reason I've got this time to make this video, I don't think I sold, I could be wrong, I have to check, but I don't think I sold a set of injectors. I certainly haven't packed and sent any. I've sold BFE kits, I've sold plenty of wheel bearings, suspension kits, and it's Monday, suspension's meant to be Tuesday, but it doesn't matter. But no injectors that I can think of. But the way it works is, for all the people that the money goes straight in, bang, the order the money goes in, they get packed and sent. There's a run at about lunchtime Monday usually, for those people that are really organised and they've got their banking sorted, boof, it goes in packed. And then what will happen then, a few more come through the afternoon, which I'm about to go and check it, and we'll get those packed. There'll be another run lunchtime Tuesday-ish, around lunchtime. That'll cover all the people that paid sometime on Monday generally, and it goes on from there, and that's it. Look, we're not taking any more orders for parts after Tuesday without that surcharge we joked about, that we're not joking about. It's going to go 10% this week, yeah. Tomorrow, if someone hits me for parts tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to put 10% on, mate. I'm not going to warn anyone, I'm just going to put 10%. And if they just pay the money, happy days. I'm going to keep half, the other half goes to charity. So happy days. Everybody will be happy with that. And Wednesday, that doesn't include suspension. Suspension day is Tuesday, so that's fine. You don't get a fine for asking about suspension on Monday, but if you don't get a reply, please remind me on Tuesday. If you guys watch this till the end, that's awesome. What I want to see in the comments to know who the absolute legends are, I want to see like, what have we gone for, about half an hour? So 3 thumbs up for the people that hung around till the end. 3, you know, you do the enjoy thing and they comment, oh, there's thumbs up. So do the thumbs up now. Well, why not give you a bit more? If you hung around this long, to say thank you, I'm going to give you a bit more, right? I'm going to tell you about the scam, okay? I've got to be careful what I tell people about it. I'm not here to upset people. I'm here to help out as much as I can. But I reckon it's a scam, okay? So, I'm going to give you a cracker bit of info because you hung around till the end, right? Who hung around to the end? I can't wait to see this. I'm a bit excited actually. Can't wait to get this video together and get it out there. And can you believe how much I can talk? Yes, I can talk. Why can I talk? I think I can just talk because I'm trying to help you, trying to share the information, and I've got so much of it. Can you see me in the reflection even? Maybe not. Okay. The bigger brown boxes generally, all the injectors are made in Japan. The smaller brown boxes generally made in Thailand. These brown boxes, this is the scam, right? So all, you know, there's no other way to explain it. Why would you bring a brand new product from Thailand or Japan, take it out, have your people here in Australia, in Victoria, take them out of the boxes and rebox them into these blue boxes with a dodgy, this is a remanufactured injector right here, right? Now, I'm even going to show you. I've done a number of things in videos to explain to people, but for people that hung around to the end on this one, you deserve this bit of information, right? So what they're doing, to my understanding and what I've been told, there's hundreds a month. The last time I was told a number was years ago, and for this part number, this particular part number that goes into a 150 Prado and all the Hiluxes from September 09 onwards, it was 800 and something units a month they were remanufacturing, right? Now, with the current worldwide shortage, all those units of remanufactured injectors are all a lot of these big diesel places have got on the shelf. And if you don't ask, they won't tell. That's what you're going to get. And the theory is, oh, you know, we use all new genuine parts that are as good as new and all this garbage, right? What it says here on the box, precision built for eject replacement, tested to. But another diesel shop purchased these and opened them up, and it had all the old. They hadn't even taken this off. The only thing they changed was the nozzle needle and then recoded it, right? Now, that could be wrong, but that's what they demonstrated in their video, and they were made aware of that video, and no action has been taken to say that's false or untrue or anything like that. So that's what it looks like to me. I would agree with what they said, right? So what's happening is, regardless of whether it's this one, that one, or another part, whatever part number, they all, whether they're brand new or not, end up in these blue boxes if they're Australian stock Denso dealer injectors, right? If there's a Denso dealer selling these brand boxes, as far as I know, they'll be in trouble, they'll lose their license, whatever. I'm not a Denso dealer, I can do whatever I want, right? You know, they can sell me these. If they don't, I'll buy these. If they don't, I'll buy those. And if they don't sell, I can get injectors anywhere around the world, right? Now, I like to support Australian business as much as sometimes they're not doing the right thing. So I buy a lot of these, no problem. If they want to sell them to me, I'll buy them, I'll open them, check them. I know everything about all these injectors. I know these ones, I know those ones. It doesn't matter where I got them from, here, there, or anywhere, but you need to be careful where you guys get them from. So my whole point of the story is, if you need injectors, yeah, buy them off me. I think it's good value for money. You won't get better value for money when you include all the inclusions in the kit, the time I've spent doing videos to inform you, the VIP groups, the social media coverage we've got to help educate you. You can't put a price on that. It's like $5 grand for the kit, I reckon, would probably be more like it. And you know what? So if you want to provide gifts, you can provide gifts. Just let me know if you want to send a gift, and I'll give you a different bank account. But to be honest, I'm not really worried about that. So let's not do that, right? But it's all part of the fun. If you want to send a gift card if you want to send something for a slab of Coronas or whatever, no problem, you can do that. Or if you come for your parts to pick up and you want to bring a slab to say thanks, that's cool. But I don't need it. I don't want to sound wrong, but I don't appreciate it, but I don't need it either. I'd rather you just sort of just went awesome, thanks, and that's it. Thumbs up's what I want. Just want thumbs up, right? Thumbs up. We want thumbs up. We want to share the videos. I want the YouTube channel to grow so I can get rich and tell everyone I'm a YouTuber and I'm a millionaire. No, that's not it. What it is I want the channel to grow. I want people to share it so we can reach more people and help more people. And I love to help people with other things, but for some reason they trust me on things Prado and these motor vehicle, but they don't trust me on other things, even though we've got good reliable information on other things. Well, maybe they don't yet if I had a program out there demonstrating. But have a look at this, right? Time to stop talking garbage, because that's what we're doing. Even he's gone to sleep. Check out this injector, right? This is not necessarily a Prado or a Hilux one, right? But all used injectors, they all have a wear mark on the side like that. And you can see this has been in an engine twice, because you can see, well, I could be wrong actually, but look, there's a rub mark here and then a space and a rub mark. No, that could have been just at the oil hole. So I'll take that back. It doesn't mean it's been in twice, but sometimes when it's been reused, you get another wear mark. Anyway, the number one, look how dodgy, this is how dodgy it is, right? Let's try and get this to focus up here, right? Come on, what are you doing, camera? Hopeless. Anyway, look what they do. Isn't that pathetic kindergarten stuff? Black texted across out the old compensation code, and then they stick on a new plastic tag with a new compensation code. Turn it around the other way for it. It doesn't matter what the numbers are and which way it goes, right? Is that pathetic or what? To me, that's just pathetic, you know? Sorry. It's ridiculous, mate, you know? Kindergarten stuff, getting texters out and colouring in compensation codes and sticking new things on there. And they say to me, it's all brand new, genuine components. Well, if it's all brand new, genuine components, why are we sticking on that on there, mate? You wouldn't have to cross out the old. If that was, even if they said, oh, we haven't got the equipment here to do this, and they put a new solenoid and it was like a zero blank, no code solenoid, then stick something on. But the black texture shows me that, right? And you know what these are? These are someone else's old injectors. That's what goes back in the box, and they get sent through the mail system, banging around here and there, just like now, just like these ones, right? And that's what you're getting to put in your vehicle if you don't listen to me. Anyway, if you think that system's a good system and you want to be on that system, that's up to you. I keep trying to tell people, but you know, some people just don't get it. But for those that do, thank you. And I've waffled on, and I've had my rant, and appreciate you hanging around. And if you're lucky, what are you going to get there? A bit of a reflection. Oh, you got the roof. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you got something out of that. And if you made it to the end, let's make it 5 thumbs up. So then we'll see who got to that point 3 thumbs up, and we'll see who got to this point 5 thumbs up. I'm out of here. Got to go. See you.